Hello, this is Heiko. On Facebook there is a psychology book club and it arranges for a Skype discussion on the 12th of June of the book Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenbergs. This is the source of my of this video because I have listened to the book again and I have some thoughts about my trouble with this book concerning the issue of the question of morality. I've been struggling with this for more than a year, and now I'm very glad that I have the opportunity to think about this again, and these are my thoughts about it. I have a pretty limited but somewhat still exposure to the nonviolent communication community. I have been in a group for about half a year that trained for applying the nonviolent communication approach. I have listened to several books and have watched several long videos of workshops by Marshall Rosenbergs and other people dealing with this nonviolent communication approach. And I have encountered two problems with people that are sympathetic with nonviolent communication. And I want to talk about these two problems, although I think the suggestions of nonviolent communication are pretty good. The problems I've seen is, first, I've seen children grown up dealing with their parents by using nonviolent communication and with the hope that they could open the heart of their parents that has never been opened before. So I'm talking about neglectful or harsh or abusive parents that are old, and the children are also grown up, and the children are trying using nonviolent communication as a golden key to be empathetic to the parents. And I think that's not a bad idea, but I think the relationship at least has to be reciprocal. And if it's not the other way around, that the parents are catering to the needs and inquiring about the experience of the child, but at least it has to be equal. But what I have seen is that nonviolent communication was supporting the hope of the children, the futile hope in my estimation, that they could reach their parents and open their hearts. I think nonviolent communication, as it's laid out in the book and in other sources, is encouraging this because Marshall Rosenbergs explicitly states that he is interested in people finding connection with each other. And he's not talking about a criterion at which you can or which can determine whether at what point it is advisable or wise to disconnect the relationship or to end the attempts to open the heart of a person whose heart is not opening. So I think it's in a way the continuance of the abuse that has been present in the childhood of the children, in that the children are chasing after the parents and are not really standing up for their own needs and not getting what they really want. The other problem that I have seen is the question of relativism. I have seen many people sympathetic with nonviolent communication approach that were moral relativists. And Marshall Rosenbergs is very critical of moral thinking and of judging people in terms of right or wrong, or actions, or people in in terms of good and evil. And so that supports, of course, this moral relativism. And I think that's sad, because I think morality is very important if you try to sort out what happened to you in your childhood, or what happens to you in the present even. When you sort out which claims or which requests from other people are proper and legitimate, and which of your needs that you turn with to other people are legitimate and proper and sane and healthy. And because morality helps you on an intellectual level to sort out these questions, it's supporting, empowering yourself to see what is just and what is right, and that you're pretty healthy and what is normal. And I think we, as so often abused child and neglected child, we have a screwed up sense of what is normal, because we lived in pretty unnormal or unhealthy environments and experienced them as normal. And so, at least in my case, I needed very much the moral clarity to get to a sense of normality that is really normal, and it's not just determined by my past. So I think moral relativism takes away the support, and if you suffer from something, and moral relativism boils this suffering down to I don't like it. And I think that's too weak, because if somebody damages me and I'm suffering, then I can say I don't like it, but I additionally can say this is not right. And that gives me more strength and more support on an intellectual level for standing up for my needs and defending my boundaries. And I think the hostility of Marshall Rosenberg is responsible for so many people that I have seen in the nonviolent communication community not standing up for themselves and not defending their needs and not maintaining boundaries. I can understand why Marshall Rosenberg does this, because every time he talks about morality, he talks about a tool for enslaving people. And I think that's understandable, because morality has been used over the last several thousand years for enslaving people and exploiting them. And so it's understandable that he sees morality in just this way. But from what he does, you can see that he has some very firm and objective moral values that he's following. I mean, nonviolence is a moral value, and empathy and reciprocity and self-determination and autonomy, these are all very good things and values from a philosophical standpoint. And so he is not a moral relativist in how he does it, but he talks about that you should get rid of moral thinking altogether. And I think maybe for him, the way I got to know him, I would believe that he is very much preserving his boundaries, and that he is not a person that is easily exploited. So maybe he doesn't need moral thinking in order to support himself in his quest to fulfill his needs. But I think it's not good for people who are not at this mastery level of serving their needs, like Marshall Rosenberg is. And so I think it would be better for him to have talked about moral values that are objective. But I think he just didn't know it. So it's very sad that this lack of moral clarity here opens the door for moral relativism and opens the door for people being further exploited. So these are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. And I'm looking forward to the Facebook Psychology Book Club discussion on 12th of June. Okay, thank you.